Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, another exciting vintage, and this is an extremely rare tool from the famous David Hoy's Super Psychic Dice. Let's see, is there anything on the back? Oh, here we go. Let's show the back stuff. Okay, inside instructions to widen your horizons with ESP, extrasensory perception. These dice were designed to work for you to help you see more clearly what lies ahead. Any question is answered by David Hoy's Super Psychic Dice. The dice will surprise and fascinate you. Great for parties. This is the only game of its kind using ESP, extrasensory perception. Let's take a look for all you cool collectors out there. This is from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is copyrighted, and these were made in 1976. Again, this was the time where all this. Now, David Hoy is a pretty famous psychic, and he used to combine, so he could make a living, Penn and Teller, you little goofballs, psychic. He was a really excellent psychic. He had lots of great instructions on how to build your psychic power in his book, which he has. I also have reviewed his book, so if you're interested in learning more about Hoy, you can by listening to my lecture on him. And of course, his books are rare. It's very hard to get his book where he talks about his psychic experiences and how he was able to read people and how he was a true psychic. But he also worked a lot with theatrical magic. And why not? You know, these magicians that want to trick you and tell you, I'm so psychic, yeah, come see my show, but really I'm a liar. Well, they don't say that because nobody wants to go to a fake psychic. So what they do is they give that impression, or sometimes they even say it's all fake, but, you know, that's kind of a tricky thing in itself. But why not? Psychic people should be making a living. You should be honing your skills, giving shows, and if part of that show is a little bit of an illusion because this is not something you do all the time, so that you can do consistently. A lot of psychic things, well, you're off. You can't do it. Well, I just paid you $50, little psychic boy. You better jump and jump high. Squeal like a pig. Well, you know, that's what people want. So people like who have been criticized, like Uri Geller, has included magic tricks. And why not? And why can't we let the crowd be more intrigued by saying, well, this is a combination of theatrical and real psychic powers. You figure out which is which. So, why not? These con artist magicians who want to attack true people, starting with the rotten scumbucket Houdini and going into modern times, continually try and lie and cheat their way, like collecting hundreds of millions of dollars with their goofy little magic shows, all the time insinuating that it's real magic. Chris Angel and these other little goofballs. Okay, so here's the dice here. And, you know, you could probably make these at home. These are just little cardboard boxes that have things printed on it. You can probably find blank ones, maybe at Michael's or even online, where you could write your own words on here. It's kind of a neat way of, again, one of the many divination tools that everybody loves divination. You can take it seriously, or you can laugh at it and say, just, it's a fun little party game. But basically what you do is you take these and you roll them like dice, and then you put them out. Now, there's instructions for this, but this bores people. You're never going to get this. These are very rare. If we do have some, again, always check the links below. Sometimes we find stuff, and we will then let you know, and you will have a chance to buy them. But they're also, but these are extremely rare. The boxes have numbers on them. I don't know if you can see them. This is 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, And let's go in this order. Now, they say that you're supposed to, the white box goes ahead of the other ones. They, she, excuse me. And here you've just come out. You ask a question, hold it in your mind, roll the dice. They will determine success in the future. Look at how that comes out into a clear sentence. So you can do this at all. So it's a cute and smart way of how this guy did this. And of course, you could copy what's on here as well. What we're trying to do is reproduce some of these great things. Hoy has been dead for a long time. He was a great psychic. He did things on the telephone, had psychic readings. And of course, he also did stage shows. So let's go through this quickly because it is a classic. They, it, she, I, he, you. And of course, that's the one that you lead off with. So, and then of course, number 1, will not, shall, must, can, cannot, must. Did I say that? Okay. So, I mean, this is how you form it. You can make your own that way by just copying these. Let's go to 2. Determine. Add to. Expect. Assume. See. Proceed. What else here? See. And here we go again. So, I mean, you can make your own that way. And the words are important, and the number you put them in is important if you want to have logically sentences that make sense. So you can get some more light in here properly. I've got my big-time light on. Success, happiness, decision, chance, projection. I say happiness, incontentment, change, projection. I say decision, and that's number 3. Now, number 4, and as I said, these go in order to make proper sentences because that's kind of the trick of it. But what a unique system. I've never seen this replicated. So here's 4. In the future, tomorrow, immediately, soon, okay, we covered that, so let's go to the other thing. Today, I do that in the future, tomorrow, what else is on here? Now, in the future, I think I covered all that soon. So these are the when it's going to happen. So you can look at the how this is structured. When it's going to happen, success or happiness, add, expect. So this is all put together quite tricky and smart. You know, how they put this together to come out with logical sentences to any question that you ask. So this is cool. It comes with the box here, which you're supposed to use as kind of a shaking tool. You put the dice in here, shake it, then use it out. It's a kind of like using a dice cup. Comes with this half a sheet. There's nothing on the back. Comes with this half a sheet of instructions. And it shows his David Hoy's Super Psychic Dice, copyrighted in 1976. He was based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Did a lot of radio shows back then. So if you're an old timer, maybe you heard this guy on the radio in the Midwest. So here's his instructions. Let's see if people here can see this clear enough that you can stop it, and if you wanted to copy it, you could. It's pretty simple. And of course, then there's David Hoy's signature. And as he said, I think he has a couple of books, which I highly recommend, because his book that does what I think it's called psychic parties or something, he gives you, and talks about his life, he gives you some very detailed instructions on how to build psychic power. Some fun, very inexpensive tools you can make right in your house from common little items, and you can start building. It's all about working the psychic muscle, people. I've said this a lot, and I will continue to say it. So here's a blast from the past. I can't seem to get that in my head, but the bottom line is that here's a cool, simple thing. You could make this yourself easily. This is what people were doing in the 70s when people had brains and were cool. Now here's a great psychic tool. Many more to come. I've got lots and lots. Stay tuned.